Have you ever wondered what to do with this upper arm flab? A friend of mine calls it curtains. Curtains on the underarm here. I wanted to focus on the shoulders and especially on the tricep area. So enjoy this practice where we work on that particular area. No more curtains. As you come to sit, you may want blocks to sit on. So you can sit in this Virasana pose, or you can sit with your feet forward. It really doesn't matter. We'll take the hands just to the head here. Press your head back. And as you press your head back, look at with your peripheral vision, just take a look at your elbows because they may want to slide in toward each other. We want to keep them nice and wide. And as you do, just start with the fingers interlaced and reach your hands out. Just extend out with the palms facing up. Now turn the palms down and take the hands back to the back of the head. You're just tapping. And reach your hands out, turn your palms the opposite direction, and come back to your head. Reach your hands back and look at your elbows to make sure they're not coming forward as you turn your palms, whatever opposite is for you. Take the backs of the hands to your head and reach out. Hug your shoulder blades in, turn your palms, take your hands back to your head and release. Come to all fours position, my mat slightly out of the way. And the reason I'm doing this is to ensure that I've got plenty of area on my wood floor here to slide something. And as you grab something to slide, or if you've got a rug there, you could probably just slide your hands on the rug. And we're drawing our awareness in this practice to the shoulder area. And why is that? Well, the rotator cuff, sometimes on one side or the other, gets a little stuck. And that allows us, or that keeps us from opening our hearts so fully. So we do all this practice to gain, our awareness and and we want that feeling of confidence as we go through this repetition of the practice. Place your hands right on the blanket or the towel or whatever you have. Now, draw your pelvis right over your knees. The pelvis will want to go back, but see if you can keep it right over the knees and very slowly press into the earth. Allow the heart to just soften. Reach your hands forward. And as you reach your hands forward, just let the towel slide and pull back hard. And perhaps you're feeling that same area, that core area that we were just working on our back. Press down first, and as slow as you can go, move your hands forward and pull them back. Pull so firmly. Again, slower you go, the more your practice just evolves as you press the fingertip tops into whatever is moving forward. Pull back. You feel the triceps engage nicely. 3 more times, your own pace as you draw forward, but keep that pace pretty slow. See if you can go maybe even farther away from the chest. Pull in, pull in, and sometimes even clawing the rug or clawing the towel allows you to feel the upper outer arm muscle just a little bit more. Draw the towel forward and pull it back and release out of that. Those of you golfing and tennis work, creates a little imbalance from side to side, and so this rotator cuff work is really beneficial. Maybe you can just kind of remember one of the different practices we're doing today and try to incorporate that. We'll be lying on our belly, meaning incorporate that into a daily ritual. We'll be lying on our belly with our arms in this cactus pose. And we'll start with the blocks pretty far apart, 2 blocks. And what we'll do is with the hands to the inside of the blocks, try to lift the hands up and put the hands to the outside of the block with your elbows down. It sounds really simple, not so simple, really, because you'll see that some of the rotator cuff muscles just don't want to cooperate so much. I've got these blocks wider than the mat is, actually, with the hands in the cactus pose, with the hands just to the inside of the block. Press your forehead down. Keep your elbows on the mat. On the next in breath, lift your palms up off the floor. Keep your elbows on the floor with the palms lifted up. Take the hands now to the outside of the block. So the hands started on the inside, you're going to the outside. I'm lifting my head just so that the audio doesn't get all distorted. But you keep your forehead down and your elbows down. Inhale, lift your hands up and place the hands just to the inside of the block. Now, sometimes people find this really, I know I found this really difficult to start with. So if you take your hands to face each other, rather than palms down. Sometimes with the baby fingers on the floor, sometimes that makes it slightly more accessible for you. So with your forehead pressing, with your elbows pressing, inhale with the hands to the inside of the block, lift the hands up over the block and to the outside of the block. Inhale, lift your hands up to the inside of the block, press them down. Inhale, lift up and spread them out. Inhale, lift up, take your hands down. One more. Inhale, elbows press down, hands lift up, hands spread wide. Inhale, hands lift up and release down. Come to interlace fingers with your forearms pressing down, with your fingers interlaced, with your elbows slightly narrower than your shoulders. Press your forearms very fully as you tuck your toes under. Inhale, come up to all fours position and just with your forearms down and with your kneecaps now pressing. Just allow the forearms to press so fully and your heart to soften right between the shoulder blades. You just release your heart down. Draw from the navel back to the spine to get a little bit more tone there. Keep that tone. Reach your right leg straight back and just stretch the back side of the right leg. Press that very fully. Release your right knee down. Do the same with the left leg. Tuck your left toes under and draw in from the heel to the pelvis. Reach out from the pelvis to the heel and release your left knee down. Now, with the forearms pressing down, take your elbows a baby step closer to each other. And as you press your forearms down, let your heart just soften down toward the earth. So you feel the shoulder blades drawing in toward each other. Reach your right leg straight back and engage nicely. Reach your left leg straight back, engage nicely. And then to your knees, make your way through downward facing dog to the front of your mat. So as you walk in toward the front of the mat, place your feet parallel to each other. Take your hands to your low back and lift yourself up and spread your fingers. Take your hands forward. Take the heads of your arm bones back. From there, inhale. Take your arms up. Keep that feeling of engagement of the shoulder blades hugging in. Exhale, lower yourself down toward the earth. Try to keep that engagement. Just to allow the shoulder blades on this time in the practice to stay lifted so you've got the fullness of the heart with your hands to the shin bones. Inhale, rise up. Exhale again. Try not to round the upper back. Bend both knees. Sweep your arms up. Reach up and take the hands right together in prayer pose. Namaste. Press very firmly. Reach your hands forward again. Spread your fingers. Take the heads of the arm bones back to open the chest. Inhale, reach your arms up with the hands wide apart. Exhale, lower yourself down so slowly. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Give yourself support on either the blocks or your shin bones. And exhale, lower yourself down. With slightly bent knees, root down to inhale, rise up. This time, take the hands slightly back in a nice back bend with the hands wide apart and the fingers spread. Exhale, place your hands in a prayer pose right in front of your chest and breathe in deep. And breathe out long. Release your hands. Inhale, start with the hands forward with the fingers spreading. Exhale, take the heads of your arm bones back. Inhale, take your arms up, reach them way back with the hands spread. So you open the chest, and that openness just kind of displays a physical display of your own confidence. Exhale, slowly take yourself down toward the mat. Inhale, expand and lift the chest. And exhale to soften down. Inhale with wide arms, reach up and reach slightly back again. Exhale, place your hands right in front of your heart and breathe in deep. And breathe out long. Breathe in deep, reach your arms up again. Keep the hands nice and wide apart and step your left leg back. As you step your left leg back, come to a nice lunge pose. Take your hands wider apart. Now tap the head with your fingertips, just as if you're drawing to an interlaced finger position. You can just tap the back of the head to allow some support for the neck as you take your gaze up. So we're balancing here on 2 feet with the heart nice and open. Reach your arms up and slightly back. Exhale, take your left hand down to the earth and twist, turn toward the inner right knee. Reach your arm up over your head, reach it forward, and slowly release your right hand down to the mat. Step your back foot forward, place both hands to the low back and lift up. Reach up to the sky with the hands nice and wide apart, reach back. Exhale, come to the earth. Step your right leg back. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Tap the back of the head or interlace your fingers to just support the head. With this great confidence of the practice, with strength in the legs, you allow yourself to soften in the pose. You're balancing on 2 feet as you're taking your gaze up to the sky. Now reach your arms straight back. Exhale. Release your right hand down. Come to the twist again. Turn your heart toward the inner knee. Reach your arm up and over your head to get this nice length. Release your hand down, step your back foot forward, and place your hands to your low back to root down and rise up. Pause in Tadasana with your fingers interlaced behind your back. So we've been doing the hands forward a lot with the hands to the heads to work the rotator cuff. Now, with the arms in extension, with the fingers interlaced, and with the knuckles pressing down, draw your wrist creases a little closer to each other. Draw your elbows toward each other. So you open your heart with that confidence of your very being. Your commitment to your practice allows for the confidence. Keep that and draw forward into a forward fold. Keep the elbows hugging in toward each other. Keep bowing forward. Now, take the interlaced fingers just slightly up off your low back as you hug your elbows in. Keep squeezing the elbows in as you go slightly deeper in your forward fold. Place both hands to your low back. Fan your fingers on your cheeks there. Bend your knees. Press the flesh down to inhale, rise up. Do that in a wide leg standing pose here. So step wide. Place your hands right to your hip points. Draw your right foot out. Bend your right knee. Keep the legs very solid, especially the back leg. Interlace your fingers just as we did and press the elbows in toward each other. First, open your chest and lift your chin with that nice openness of the heart. Exhale, draw your heart down toward the inner knee with the back leg staying rooted to soften down even more. Soften so fully. Again, place both palms to the low back. Press your flesh down toward the earth to inhale and rise up. Other side. Line up your feet, front heel to the back arch. Bend your knee. Keep your back leg so strong. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Hug your elbows in. Open your heart nicely. And exhale, soften down. Now, the last time we kept our interlaced fingers to the low back, or most of us did, see about taking the interlaced fingers off the low back while keeping the shoulder blades hugging in so the heart stays open even as you dive deeper into this pose. Keep reaching the interlaced fingers back, the heart down, the back leg stays so solid. Place both hands now to the low back. Press your hands down to inhale and lift yourself up. Parallel your feet and step your feet hip distance apart and just pause. Make your way to either downward facing dog or child's pose or puppy dog pose. And whatever pose you chose, pause there. Now that your foundation makes you feel so much more rooted. And as we engage in our foundation, we feel that stability, this confidence. So with your fingers spreading nicely, with your fingertip tops pressing firmly, soften. Have a nice easeful breath. Let's all meet in hands and knees. In hands and knees. Keep your pelvis lifted. Draw your heart right between your hands. Pull your hands in. That's it. Now let the tops of the thighs press down. Take your hands to your side. Press your palms down. Press down with your palms. Take the heads of your arm bones back and lift your chest. And exhale, soften down. Now, as if we'll be taking the hands to interlace the fingers behind the head, you'll go from the hands pressing on the mat to the hands just pressing the back of the head and pressing back with your forehead pressing down. Inhale, lift your head up, lift your hands up, take the hands and just tap the back of the head. Exhale, reach your hands back and press them down to lift yourself up more. Inhale, take your hands, tap the back of the head. Exhale, reach back. Last time, inhale, tap the back of the head. Exhale, reach back and slowly release your forehead down. Turn to lie on your back. And as you lie on your back, just pause there with your knees bent. So just soften here for a moment with your knees bent, with your feet nice and firmly planted. Just allow the breath to help you expand the area to the low ribs. Breathe in deep and breathe out long. Very slowly lift yourself up to come to a seated pose and sit tall in that pose. Sit with an expression of confidence. You come to the practice again and again. And with that practice, with that repetition, you gain this felt sense of inner strength. To that felt sense of inner strength and confidence, we bow. Namaste. Thank you so very much.